You've been sticking to your diet, you've been hitting the gym, you've even cut out those weekend takeaways, but the scale isn't budging. Why is this? In this video, we're gonna discuss 3 reasons why people don't lose weight even when they think they're doing everything right. By the way, I'm Alex Cullen. I'm a personal trainer. I've got 17 years experience. I've won a National Fitness Award for the results I've got with my clients. And because of COVID, among other things, I got fat. So now I'm going through my own fat loss journey myself, and I'm documenting the tips and strategies I'm using. So first up, we have calorie blind spots. Nobody really likes to count calories, especially in the early stages, but believe me, those calories can add up. And there's loads of different sort of things that can contribute, but here are the main culprits we're going to cover today. This is not an extensive list. This is just the ones I've seen the most throughout the years. Number 1, liquid calories, like this guy. This is a perfect example. Coke, fizzy drinks, special Starbucks and coffees with loads of hidden calories. Here's one that a lot of people don't think about, but it can contribute to a lot of calories, is smoothies. So those coffees and smoothies can add up fast, and they're easy to forget, especially when you're tracking, because, well, you drink them. You're not eating them. So something happens in our brains where we forget. Some of you are thinking, oh, I don't really drink that much calories, but you might want to think of the weekend. The weekend is where a lot of people slack and slip up. So if you think a beer can be a couple of 100 calories, you're on a night out, you can easily do 1,000 calories or more, especially England binge drinking culture. You're doing more than 1,000 calories a night on the beer. I can almost guarantee you're not tracking those calories on a Friday and Saturday night. And let me just tell you a quick story of a client I had called Yasminda. We were training for a while. We were probably about 8 weeks in, and he'd only lost a couple of pounds, but he was training really hard. He was a really honest guy, and I said, all right, do me a food diary so I know exactly what you're eating, because something's not right. You're training hard and you seem committed. Something's off. We need to find out what it is. He gave me the food diary and it was perfect. And I was talking to him, I was like, something's not right. And then he forgot to put in his food diary that he used to have 2 beers every single night after work, because he used to do 12-hour shifts just to relax and de-stress. Now, these 2 cans a night, 5 days a week, were the calories that were taking away his deficit, making him just stay as he was. So his weight loss was plateauing because of these 2 drinks every single night. So you need to be aware that even though it sounds silly and it sounds like it's not a big deal, these liquid calories can make a big impact. They can either make you put on weight or stop you from losing weight, even though you're doing 90% the other stuff is the right thing. So moving on, calorie blind spots. Number 2, mindless snacking. We've all been there, so don't even lie, you've been there. A lot of you have probably thought, oh, unhealthy snacks. But sometimes mindless snacking can be stuff like nuts or a slice of cheese here and there, which you don't think is going to make a difference. But like I said, these little calories over time add up and add up. So maybe you're grabbing a handful of almonds over here when you're cutting some cheese, one goes in your mouth while you're preparing for the family. Each little snack doesn't seem like a big deal. By the end of the day, these little numbers can all add up together to make a big number. So just be aware, and now you just see if you do it or not, because not everyone does this, but a lot of people, they tend to snack more than they think they do, especially when they're bored or they're just sitting watching TV and they've got nothing to do. And calorie blind spot number 3 is healthy foods, not so healthy portions. Healthy foods are awesome, let's all agree there. But even good fats and carbs in high amounts can mess with your calorie intake. So there's certain things that are super healthy that contain a lot of calories for what they are. One, for instance, avocados. And these over the years have got more and more popular. I think it's because of Instagram, when people start taking photos of their food. Maybe not having avocado every single meal, if you're on a fat loss phase, might be a good idea. Or at least being aware of how many calories are in certain things. Because when you just have an avocado with a salad, you think it's super low calorie. but maybe not. Okay, moving away from the calorie blind spot to point number 2, not getting enough protein. Simple fact is, a lot of people just aren't getting enough protein for their goals. It is crucial when you're trying to lose weight. Reason number 1 why protein is good: protein keeps you full. Protein fills you up. It's like that good friend who makes sure you don't get hungry 2 hours after eating. If you always feel hungry, especially straight after eating, the chances are you actually need more protein in your diet. Try upping the amount of protein you have. Try and get a lean source if you can on your next meal and see if that helps. All right, next point: protein and muscle maintenance. Simply put, muscle helps you burn more calories, so it's essential to keep what you've got. Protein is obviously a big help here. Protein is the building blocks of life. It repairs the muscles. It allows you to keep the muscle you've got and even add to it after workout. The idea here is to add as much muscle as we can, and we definitely do not want to lose any muscle. We want to try and keep it. So that's why the maintenance part comes in. When you're lower calories, it's easier to cut stuff out, but we want to keep the protein high because we want to keep the muscles that we've got. And final point on the protein front is, when you eat more protein, you crave less junk. So when you fill up with protein, your cravings for junk food and sweet stuff and stuff you shouldn't be eating goes away like magic, or science. Let's move it on. This one is a bit different. This is for the overtrainers out there, not giving yourself enough recovery time. So if you're hitting the gym every single day, but you're not giving yourself time to recover, you could actually be hurting your progress, because the body needs to repair. Your body needs down time to grow stronger, and when they do, they'll burn more calories at rest. So remember, rest days aren't a waste of time, even though they might feel like it. Think of them as progress days. We actually don't get stronger in the gym. We actually break down our muscles in the gym. We actually get stronger when we recover. Make this a priority from now on. High stress and high cortisol. When you're constantly pushing your body produces a stress hormone called cortisol. This hormone can hold on to fat. It's like the body saying, nope, it's staying here. So if you are stressing out all the time and stressing your body out with extra workouts, you want to try and keep stress at bay by having rest days and being strategic about it. So let me tell you a story about an overworked lawyer who loved doing exercise classes, who never really got in shape despite training all the time, eating all the right things, doing all the right movements. So this lady, she works 80 hours a week being a lawyer. Very busy, very stressed, very intense person. You can see the stress coming out of her. She loved doing exercise classes. I think after the courtroom, she loved to come to the gym and do a class, get energized by the instructor, and she even became an instructor herself. But what she did, this was the mistake. She then turned her hobby into a job, which was more stress. She became the studio coordinator, which was more stress. She was doing 30 classes a week, which is more stress. On top of 80 hours a week as a lawyer, more stress. And she's got no time for any of this really. And she made it happen. And she obviously ate right as well. Was she shredded? Was she in super good shape? Not really. She was so stressed that her body was just keeping onto the fat because it was so confused and so out of whack. So just be aware you don't end up like this lady. She could have got twice the results with less than half of the work that she actually put in. More is not better in this case. And if you're constantly feeling stressed all the time, maybe take a step back and reevaluate what needs to change in order for you to get results. There's a quote I like that makes sense here. Little by little, a little becomes a lot. If you're a high performing person like the lawyer I told you about, they have the mindset is this is good, so more is better. this is not a good mindset to have, especially if you're super stressed out. Little by little, a little becomes a lot. This should be the new mantra if you're overworked, overstressed. The last point I'm going to make about this recovery section is listen to your body. It's tempting to go hard all the time. Sometimes it's about listening to your body and giving your body what it actually needs. So think about it as your body is trying to make you the best it can be anyway. So if you never let it recover and get better, you're doing it a disservice. So let it chill, let it do what it does, and you'll be bigger, stronger, you'll get faster results because of it. Your body will reward you by letting it do its job. So we've covered a few things here that's probably been holding you back in some way. But if you're like me, you want to make this fat loss journey enjoyable, well, click this video and I'll give you the details over there.